Today, our champion, Carol Downey of Andover, Massachusetts, faces the challenge of Janice Caissie of Newton, Massachusetts on Candlepin Bowling. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Candlepin Bowling from the Fairway in Natick, Massachusetts. I'm Don Gillis, here to remind you that we have 3 strings of Candlepin Bowling, total pinfall determining our winner. Each will take home a tangible souvenir of their appearance here, provided by the Ace Trophy Company of Boston. Obviously, the slightly larger one will go to the winner, the other to the runner-up. We have guaranteed prize money of $1,200. $700 goes to the winner, $350 goes to the runner-up, $50 available to the winner of each string. We have this $50 gift certificate from True Value Hardware Stores and Home Centers. That will go to the bowler with the most marks. Other opportunities will come along during the broadcast for our bowlers to make a little bit more money. Most of you are familiar with them. I'll remind you as we go along, but let's talk to the girls right now. Janet Caissie making her very first appearance on the show. And the first thing we have to establish is that the Caissie is not the Caissie that most of those people think out there. It's not the Irish Caissie, is it?
No, it's the French.
C-A-I-S-S-I-E,
yep.
huh?
Yep.
And I'm not going to try to pronounce it as one word if they were French. This is your first appearance, and I understand you haven't been bowling an awful long time, have you?
About 6 years.
And how about this roll-up? Was this your...
Is the first
is it true?
roll-up.
The first roll-up,
Yep.
and you won the first roll-up.
Yep.
You son of a gun. You know that not many people do that.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think I would either.
Well, you have something in common also with the lady you're facing here. You're the mother of 3, and so is she.
Yeah.
Okay, come on in here, Mama. And you did a great job last week. You came from behind in the last 3 boxes to win, and then stepped up there to the high-low jackpot line and very nonchalantly knocked down 3 pins for $550.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Well, isn't that where you were aiming?
Yes, it was, but it never does that.
Okay, listen, it should be a good match. Carol, you're the defending champion right now, and Janice is not at all nervous, she says.
No.
For the first time. Good luck to you, and good luck to you, Janice, and we'll get underway right after this.
Candlepin Bowling is sponsored in part by True Value Hardware, your store of first choice.
Leading off, today's challenger, Janice Caissie of Newton. Left the corners, 7 and 8. Janice has a league average of 108. Wood in front of the 7, 2 pieces in front of the 10. That's where she decided to go, and the 10 is still there. This piece of wood in front of the 7 may very well be a roadblock. Well, we don't know because she didn't hit it. Her high single is 149, and her high triple 382. Everything down except the kingpin. 5 pin for a spare. Ooh, just missed it. Oh, that was so close. And that time it went. Bet she's glad to get those first 2 boxes out of the way in the first appearance. Carol Downey, who's had many appearances in many types of competition, is the first international champion of the International Candlepin Bowling Association. Singles champion. She was representing New Hampshire when she won it. Carol has 7 times been New Hampshire Ladies All Events champion. And once she was the Massachusetts State Ladies All Events champion. Her average is 116, high single 189, high triple 437. Spread eagle. A 7 box. Now our challenger, Janice Caissie. She's a production operator for GTE. Held that one just a little too long, and the arm had swung too far forward by the time the release came. There are still 4 pins there. 1, 2, 4, and 8. There they go for a 10. Big hit. That's twice now. She has knocked down all but 1 with the first ball. She left the 5 pin the last time. This time it's the 4, and there's a piece of wood once again, sort of an agonizing teaser that keeps rolling around. 4 pin for a spare, right on it. Our defending champion, Carol Downey. Carol won her title last week as she defeated Sharon Rawson of Greenfield. Nice 10. Before I forget it, that championship show, which was back a couple of weeks ago, if you missed it and you'd like to see it again, or if you want to set your VCR to tape it, tonight, actually it'll be in the wee small hours of tomorrow, but between 3:30 and 5 a.m. this evening, tomorrow morning, however one you call it, it's going to be repeated on Channel 5. A 10. First check on the scoreboard with the bonus ball still to be thrown by Janice Caissie. The score at the moment in pins already down is Caissie 38 and Downey 36.
Lunch?
Challenger Janice Caissie has the first mark, and this is the fill. She has 6, and kind of an unusual configuration because she has the 1, the head pin, and then the 8, 9, and 10. A couple of pieces of wood and back. Piece of wood acted as a roadblock, and she wasn't able to do with it what she wanted to do. Everything went except the head pin, so it's a 9 box. The opportunities for our bowlers to make some extra money: 3 marks in a row, any combination of strikes or spares in the same string. That'll establish a bonus of $50. Then each subsequent consecutive mark in the same string would be worth 50 apiece as long as she can keep it going. 10. Carol Downey, defending champion. In addition to all those titles which I mentioned that Carol has attained over her career, she has been on our show previously 4 times. 2 wins and 2 defeats. And both times that she lost to Tony Marie Baldinelli. Carol sort of making it the odd years that she comes here. She was on in '85, twice in '87, and now back again in '89. Two, 7, 3, 6, 10. Just a 6 as she leaves 4. Our challenger, Janice Caissie, comes up. And for the left-hander, her very first appearance on our show. Although she says she watches it faithfully. That a girl. Almost a spread eagle here, 1 extra. Two, 4, 7 on the left, 3 and 9 on the right. It's a 7 box. Al Giglio keeping score on the electronic scoreboard, and Keith Williams keeping score on the big board for the folks who are here. Janice Caissie. One, 3, 7, and 8. There's Ralph Stewart, our lob line judge and referee, and sitting right over the lob line and watching it very carefully. 2 of the 4. Janice still has 3 and 7. 9 box. Don Riley is our statistician and coordinator. Phil Rubin, of course, is our producer and director. Carol Downey has knocked down 7, and she's left with 2, 6, and 10. Our crew today is Dick Erickson, Skip Peabody, Bob Hackala, and Jim Reedy. Got just that 2-pin. The NBA's over-average jackpot for league bowlers is going to start its 2nd season, and I want to remind you of that. 2, 4, 6, and 10. Carol goes after it. Oh, beautiful shot to get the 2-4, but she split right around the 6 and 10 and didn't get them. On that over-average tournament, 52 bowlers from across the state shared in the big payoff of $25,000 last year, and hundreds won additional money at the individual house finals. The format is over-average, which really means that any league bowler can be a winner. Competition is weekly and during regular league play. Janice Caissie, today's challenger. She's got the 4 horsemen left side. 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, and 7. Got the middle two. $50 to the winner of each string. A 10. That puts her at 89. In order to break 100, she will need a mark. And she has had the only mark so far. It's going to be tough to get because she has the 7 alone, and then on the right, the 6 and 9. One piece of wood in between. I think it's too deep to do anything, though. Well, she used it to get the 9 and the 7, but the 6 is still there. $99. Now Carol Downey, trailing by 7 as she comes up to these final two. Well, there's the 1-7-10, and she made that for $550 last week. This time, no, it's an 8 box. She has to get a mark if she's to win this string. And she's got an excellent opportunity at 1 as they fall, and she's left with a 1 and 3. Yes. Can't do it. Needed a strike in order to do it. Can't come much closer, can you, huh? 1 pin difference, and $50 will go to our challenger, Janice Caissie. In the middle string, our defending champion leads it off. Here's Carol Downey, trailing in the match by a single pin. And speaking of a single pin, that's what she has to pick up for a spare. That's the 4 pin, and on the split screen you can see what she's going for a spare to start off the middle string. Oh, she missed it. You saw her reaction. So it's a 10. Now 4 horsemen right side. Nope. Last week when she hit the high-low jackpot, obviously she was the winner who did it, and so then we set it up again at $50 for Sharon Rawson, and she was unable to get it. In fact, in the entire history of the show, back-to-back high-low jackpots on the same show has happened only once, and that was back in January of '74. Paula Boulette hit for 125, and then Marcel Aiken came up, and we set it up for $50, and she hit it. That's the only time that we've had 2 people in the same show. Whoa! So close to a strike. The 8 pin for Janice Caissie with wood in front of it. And yes. So she starts off the middle string with a mark, spare. 4. Now there are 2. Nine. Carol Downey. One, 2, 4, and 10. Our home viewer jackpot is up to $100. Our high-low jackpot, $75. Nine box. Three pins over on the right-hand side made up of the 3, 6, and 9, and the 7 pin over on the left. With wood that could work. Yes. And a spare for Carol Downey. This is the last day that I can remind you that the World Candlepin Bowling Congress Candlepin Pro Tour is going to begin its season in September, and if you're interested in joining, send for information by writing to WCBC Incorporated, Post Office Box 545, Webster, Massachusetts 01570. And remember, women must have an average of 102 or better, men 112 or better. Ralph Stewart checking a piece of wood to see whether it's going to go behind the deadwood line, and it has. Again, a reminder, the deadwood line is exactly 2 feet from the middle of the head pin toward the bowler, and any piece of wood that's behind it stays there. If it's this side of it or touching it, it is removed. An 8 box. Three, 5, 6, 9, 10 on the right, 7 over on the left. There are still 3 pins on the right, and that's 7. And it's a 7 box. Now Carol Downey, our defending champion, will be coming up to work on a spare in the 4th, but before we do that, we'll give you a rundown on the scoreboard. In pins already down here in the middle string, it is Caissie 38, Downey 37. Defending champion Carol Downey working on a spare. Big 9 fill. The 8 pin is the only one she has to get. Several pieces of wood gathered around it. One of them has come this side of the deadwood line, which I just mentioned, and Ralph Stewart runs down and takes it out of there and gets his usual applause for his hustle. He did a Pete Rose down there. See what I have to put up with here? The spare is made. And Carol leaves 5 pins, 3 on the left, 2, 4, 7 on the right, 6 and 10. No wood. Got the 4 and 7. Now the 6 and 10 for a 9 box. This is Janet Caissie, today's challenger, making her first appearance on our show. Four horsemen left side. 9-pin. One piece of wood against it. Oh, yes! She made it. And that is not an easy spare to make. We all know that one. That's a tough one. When you got the pin that's in rather than the corner pin, it's tough. She had a good big 8 that time, and she's left with a 5 and 8. Then there's a piece of wood in pretty favorable position to perhaps double here. She did. A couple of spares for Janice Caissie. Carol Downey. 10-pin went down. Now she's working on 4 horsemen left side, and she's got a couple of pieces of wood in pretty favorable position right now. Well, one of them rolling away. Not that they're in front, they're behind, but they can also help in making one pin go into the other. Missed the head pin, got the other 3. Settles for a 10. Not a good first ball. Just 3. Object pin still number 1. Didn't get it. So 1 still there along with 4 and 7. Nine. Challenger Janice Caissie coming up with the possibility of putting 3 marks together for $50 in bonus money. Spare in the 5th, the fill of 8, spare in the 6th. Here's the bonus. Not bad. She got a 7. And she's left with 1, 2, couple of pieces of wood, then the 7. Got the 1 and 2, but she was too full coming in, so she didn't get the angle that she needed in order to hit the 2 pieces of wood over to get the 7. For a 10, yes. So she leads the match by 4, and obviously, as you see on the scoreboard where it says -4, that obviously applies always to the defending champion, who is obviously -4 in relation to her challenger right now. 4 horsemen right side and the 8-pin inside for Janice. Too bad. Punched out the 3. Obviously going for the 1-3 pocket. Seven. Two pins now. She leads by 1 pin here after 8 boxes, and she had a 1-pin lead starting the middle string. Now Carol Downey faced with 1, 2, 7, and 8, and 3 pieces of wood in back of the 1 and 2. Yes. Very important spare. You may have seen Carol a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago. I shouldn't say a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago when she was on Candlepin doubles with Ed Harding. 7. 3, 5, and 10. Got a couple of them. 115 and a pin to go. It did. 116. Janice Caissie, today's challenger. Big hammer. 100 with 2 bonus balls to throw. Here's the first. Got 4. So the fill is 8. Right now, she's tied in this string at 116 so far as needs one of these for 50. Didn't get it. So they tie this particular string, and it still remains a 1-pin lead in the match for our challenger, Janice Bacon. They will split $50, get $25 each for tying in this string, and the score after 2 is Janice Caissie 215, Carol Downey 214.
Summer may be fading.
Special Thursday night at 8 o'clock on Channel 5.
Janice Caissie has rolled a pair of 9s for 18, Carol Downey a 9 and 7 for 16. So Caissie has picked up 2 more pins, leads by 3 now as she comes up to roll here in the 3rd box of the 3rd string. Time called. Pin is this side of the deadwood line, and Ralph Stewart goes down and takes it out of there. 4 horsemen right side and the 8-pin. No wood. Great effort. Got everything except the 6 and 10 and threw a piece of wood right between them, but they didn't go. She had a sort of a sheepish grin on her face because she actually missed the 6 pin, but the wood in between, once she hit it, knocked down both of them. Nice ball. And she's got 5 and 9 to work on with a piece of wood that's a little bit of a roadblock at the moment. Maybe she can get by it. It's moving a little to the left, giving her just enough, I think. Yes, she got it. Now Carol Downey. And Carol has a similar spare lead. This time it's the 4 horsemen left and the 9-pin. But there is a piece of wood that's... She took out just 1, which was the 2-pin. Good out. It's a 9. For all you folks who were good enough to remember that we were coming on at 10:30 on Channel 5 in Boston, and that it would continue for the rest of the football season, remind your friends, will you? During the football season, we're on from 10:30 to 11:30 on Channel 5 in Boston. Ralph getting a workout as he went down, and now it rolls back and out of the way. Three, 6, 10. Didn't get the 3. It's a 9. Challenger, Janice Caissie, leading the match at the moment by 5 plus what she gets here. Once again, she held the ball just too long. Got just 3. That brings her lead up to 8 in the completed boxes. She has 5 and 7 still standing here. It's a 9. 8-pin lead in the match. That's through 4 boxes. One, 7, and 8. And a lot of wood. Got the 1 and 7, but not the 8. Another 9. Carol Downey, defending champion. Down by 8 pins through 4 boxes of the 3rd, but she has proved time and again that she is a great competitor and can come from behind. It's going to be a little tough here, although the wood is spread out pretty well. It's a 7 and 10, but there's quite a bit of wood in between, and she can get the right hit. She did. Bonus ball. 5. One, 2, 4, 8, and 10. Boy, she came perilously close to another lob. The lead is down to 1. They are tied after 6 boxes in the 3rd string. And our challenger, Janice Caissie, whom you're watching right now, had the 1-pin lead coming into this 3rd. And she answers with a strike. Her 2nd of the match. Rather thin hit. She got just 3 with that first ball, but of course she has another to go. Just 5. But she still wants to get the cluster of 4 together of the 1, 3, 6, and 9 in order to come out of this with a 9 box. Nope, it was a 7, so not too much profit on that. 81. Basically, it was a +2. Carol Downey. Strong competitor. 3 and 10. Ooh, just missed the 3. Six-pin lead for our challenger, but a 7-box opposite Carol right here. 4 horsemen left side and the 9-pin. Stationary wood in back, and another one just rolled in behind there. Well, she's picked up 1 pin because she has 8 so far, opposite a 7-box. And she gets another. Four pins separating our bowlers going into the final 2 boxes. Challenger Janice Caissie. As the challenger rolls first. 3 pins on the left. The 2, 4, and 7. No, she missed it. Big miss. Nine. 90. Remember, she had a 1-pin lead coming into this 3rd string. One, 2, 4, and 10. No mark. Pair of 9s. 99. Carol Downey needs a 101. Coming down to the last box. Must mark and get 6. One pin needed now for the spare. It's the 8-pin with a cluster of wood around it. She has it. 1 ball to roll, and she needs 6. 6 to win. She did not get it. She did not get it, and so Janice Caissie has come on the show for the first time and has survived. She is our champion, and next week she will be facing the challenge of Shireen LaFortune from North Harwich. The final score, 314 to 312.
At last, the brick has in school.
We have $100 in the home viewer jackpot, and the total pinfall today, both bowlers combined, was 626. So when I go in there and pull out a card, if it's anywhere between 616 and 636, that person will win the $100. But as you know, even if it's nowhere near that, the card that is chosen always means that that person will receive several prizes. These are those prizes today.
Zebco's classic ultralight rod and reel will go with you anywhere. The rod telescopes to only 1 foot and is matched with a quality little Zebco spin cast reel. And Solder Seal Gunk Heavy Duty Puncture Seal provides security in a can. Seals and inflates all types of tires in seconds while on the car. Keep a can of Solder Seal Gunk Puncture Seal in your truck. And from American Tool Companies, Vise Grip 6-inch long nose locking pliers with wire cutter. They're built tough, made in the USA, and priced right.
626 is the magic number. And this card comes from Morton Hyam of Adams, Massachusetts. Just a little bit off, 810. So next week it'll be worth 150. Janice, you get first try at the high-low jackpot. Wow. Go. Not this week, huh? You stay here, please. And Janice, right in back of Carol, okay? Let's see, you get the smaller trophy. You knew it was going to happen sometime, but yeah, you made a great try at the very end there, but son of a gun, you didn't get those 6 pins that you needed. $350 plus $25 in bonus money, and enjoyed having you for a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nothing to it, huh? You win your first roll off and win it, you come on television and you win right away. And I wouldn't have been surprised if you'd made that because of the kind of a day you've got. Well, you're our champion, and you get $700 for winning, $125 in bonus money. You had one more mark than she, 2 strikes to 1 also. $50 gift certificate for being our best marker of the day, and now you can relax. There was nothing to it, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, come back and see us next week. We'll be here, remember, 10:30 in Boston, right? Bye-bye, everybody.